Have you ever seen the movie Dune? Yes. The newer one, I guess. Not the series or whatever. There's this part in the beginning of the movie when they're always talking about the duunee. What does that sound like? That's that. Okay? In the beginning of the movie, in the first 5 minutes, the mother is asking him about the voice, so to speak. About sort of commanding her to give him a glass of water. And she asks him, and he just plays it off some, and she says, "You haven't been, it takes a while to get the Bene Gesserit exercises." And see, the Jesuits have these exercises. But see, it all has to do with black magic. See, to the average goy, to the average person, it's just a movie. To the average individual that goes to these huge structured churches, it's a sermon. That's the surface. And then beyond the surface, there's different meanings and different levels to different initiates of this system. Because whenever they're in a helicopter, so to speak, okay, he's tied up and she's tied up, and he says, "Release the gag from my mom." He's trying to say this voice. And what I'm getting to is this, is what is it that most crimes people say? "I did it because the voices told me to." So what we're doing is I'm going to show the goy mind on how they're doing this literally right in front of you, giving you all the evidence. It's just you're too ignorant to put it together. He commands him, the bad guy, to take her whatever off her mouth. And then, because she's the one connected to the shadows. Once again, the shadows. The book of shadows on how to control masses. Batman, he grew up in the shadows. So she commands him, the bad guys, to do certain things. Because we're looking at warlocks to your mind, so they know how to hit the nervous system. And she says your tone was too forced when you were trying your little exercise, your Jesuit exercise. It's too forced. So if we look at cartoons and little children that leave impressions and impulses, that it ain't forced into them. It's welcomed in, and then they, for some reason, start choking animals and shit out and squeezing and turning just into demons. You see what I mean? And then eventually they hear voices. Voices told me to do it. This shit is beyond real, just like their other movies, like Blade Runner. Every one of them, Matrix, all of them. But this is pretty heavy shit right here. This stuff is. Because you got to look beyond the surface at the meaning of all this to them. Because, see, we're in a world now to where there's so many of these fucking little shadow weirdos. So one way that they're raised is they're given certain movies, and the goy get it too, but they're just like, "Oh, look, it's popcorn." And then the initiate little children are given certain things and then more on top of it. But it helps them. It's the brain. It helps. They're designing brains. Okay? If you go to college or university, if I went there and started talking about this kind of stuff and went at like LQTV and all that stuff in groups, what you would do is this. This is where I would fuck them up in a split second. Once they came out there and said, you're not welcome here, fuck you, we're the social workers, we're creating a social environment that's safe and all this other stuff. So, okay, so you're a social worker, right? Yes. So that means you work for social engineers. Gotcha. And they'd say, what? That means that your structure is engineering what you're doing in order to influence influencers on YouTube and Instagram that make all this money. You have been influenced since your upbringing through gadgets, which is shit, black magic. So your nervous system is AI. You don't have nothing. You can't put it down. If you did, you lost. So you have been engineered through the social engineers to accept that you have a social worker's degree when you are a slave working for the engineers of the system to push the fucking society into where they want it to be. And then when anything pops off in your life, it's a reflex from all of your upbringing. So you're going to have voices in you. And then the industry will tell you, and you will too, that demons ain't real and everything. I've been born with this. You are a slave created by social engineers. Now, your ideologies is what the future is going to be. Even though you're not fucking real either. Go get your birth certificate. It'll say commerce. You're an animal. And you're so dumb that you will fucking ignore that. You won't even look at it. That's how good these social engineers are. You know why we can say that on Raising AI? The movie in the beginning. The weirdo shadow people. The dude chick, the old lady, it's a dude, says, I'm a social engineer. We engineer societies. Okay? So they already know the emotions of you, social workers, social engineers, slaves, and how you're going to go at people. That's what they want you to do. They created the illusion, and they created and led your nervous system into that structure. Wherever it is you want to fucking be, that's where they led you. And then these impulses. The same voice that they use in Dune is the same voice that you hear in it was a State Farm commercial where there's a little weird demon just sitting there in the air during Halloween. And it's making that same voice. And why are they pushing that same voice everywhere? Not just in their movies, but in their cartoons now and shit and commercials and all that. Well, it goes in with what? The medications, because they get into the nervous system. And then what you watch charges the brain, and once you go under the influence of all that shit, demons, and then you say, oh, I had a nightmare. No, they did it to you. They control everything about you. You're under a possession when you come into this world. So of course you're going to fucking hear voices. Those are demons. Every one of them. All children's will and character is developed around fucking garbage. Their nervous system's developed around AI. They're not human. We've tried to fucking tell you over and over and over and over and over. Just like the churches, there's a different sermon. Not for the goy, but for the initiates. And then on top of that, there's a sermon within all that just for a few. No, there's going to be a couple phrases. That's why they got to be very attentive. Because if they miss the message, guess what? Then they're not fucking chosen. See, when you understand what this word is and how important that is, then you can understand how all of this goes into here. And now you have nothing. These are not fucking humans. These are stupid goy, the dumbest goy ever. All they can do is, their only worth is, their only emotions come from spending fake money. Isn't that fucking crazy how black magic works that good? Their only connection is this, and if they ever found out that they were that fucking dumb, it would be over with, because see, without them, you can't fucking get to where you're going. You can now. I know that, and you know that. We know what all this is, they don't. You know, there's a part in that fucking part 1 too, to whenever he goes to see the damn witch, is what they call her. Even the fucking ones at the top's like, listen, you gave her your word. I mean, she kind of sees shit. And he said, I did. I'm not going to harm them. But Arrakis is Arrakis. And it consumes the weak. And he's saying it'll consume itself, so I'm not going to hurt them, but they'll die within there. But when you got fucking dudes around going, listen, you gave them, people, that's what I'm saying. This thing, when Goy pop up and produce shit like this and say, all right, this is in a small way of what they're doing, they have to step the fuck out of the way and go, oh shit. Because now not only can we just rip the whole thing into pieces on what they're doing, that's nothing. It's like, look, when you watch like Blade Runner and them flying over LA and it looks all, it's all enclosed and it's all nasty looking and shit. Well, we're already there. You just don't know that. See, the impressions that everybody's had their whole life is billboards and buildings and all this shit. And you should never have that. So the only thing you've ever had is flashcards. You ain't had nature and gone up in elevation and allowed your eyes to zoom in on long distance and short distance, over, back and forth, to allow the brain to unlock certain fluids. Those fluids have been developed inside the nervous system around AI. So these dumb Goy don't even know that every emotion that they have, everything they do comes from this. You tell them what to do because you got them. You got it. Because even in the interrogation room, they say, well, what possessed you to do this? Not knowing that they're implying what unseen spirit possessed you because you were under possession through impulses implanted into you as a child, and then you reflex. The demon in you saw the opportunity. Real quick, it's like I know a guy who Peter Panned off a bridge, or I know of a guy, into the water and it fucking current got him. I had boots on, heavy boots and shit, and even grew up around an ocean and knew about currents and shit, and him and his buddy, he just stopped. And he had a couple of years supposedly in recovery. So, see, even though you're clean, that demon's in there. That's why I do what I do, because I'm not letting that shit get me. So the demon in him, he's doing good. I'm making great money. Hey, and then the demon in him saw an opportunity to cease that physical life. And the impulse in that individual's brain outweighed any fucking logic, common sense, and went over and jumped into the water. Buddy jumped in, grabbed him. He said, that's all I got it. And then just let go, and he just died. And it could have all been avoided. Why in the fuck did you stop there anyways to jump off? Nothing was wrong. It's because the unseen demon in him that he never knew he had, because the world tells him, no, you don't, covered up the pills. And then eventually all that combined opportunity, everything's aligned right, and karma, if you want to call it that, lined up. And the demon, Satan, got what he wanted. Bam! And see, when you don't understand how big Satan is, then you'll just keep going and getting your I don't need to know who I am. Keep giving me these pills and numbers on them, because it is black magic, but I'm going to keep taking them because I am black magic. All they're doing is, same way you would raise fucking cattle, they're raising chattel, which is us, but they're just raising little Ahrimanic deities through their AI, Ahrimanic intelligence. They control the demons, and when they want when they want a lot of crime and fear, or a lot of compassion and a lot of fucking fake emotions, they introduce their impulses, their black magic impressions through their fucking airwaves, through their bullshit AI, and then it just manifests, and the dumb Goy absorb it, and then a reflex happens here and here and here, and children pop off here, and parents are fucking dead here, and it's all a result of fucking going into their brain and saying, yeah, I got voices in you, it's demons. And these Goy are so dumb that they will say there's no such thing as demons, because they're the demon. A demon will not admit that there's demons, because the demon is set It has got that fucking host, and it has got its soul and spirit, and it's going to hold on to the fucking world and everything they've programmed that brain with, and when it dies, them motherfuckers are going to be destroyed forever. Because they're not real. Nobody is. They have no fucking idea who they are, these stupid goy. And we have to love them. See how upset it gets me? What's in me? It's what it is. Aleister Crowley said the TV's going to bring in this fucking shit quicker than anything. So, big suggestion, you need to read some of his shit and some of the other shit that they all say, it's Satan! It's Satan! So it's okay to just sit in front of a TV? Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. We can just sit there and upload hours of bullshit into our brain, and it has nothing to do with the outcome of my existence. Right, everybody? See, we're all co-signing each other's bullshit because we're these fucking demons who AI rules our lives. It's like doing inventory to everybody against me. Show me how much of your asshole depends on AI. Yeah, gotcha. Don't make fun of this. It's what the fuck they are. These sons of bitches, it's fucking, it's all he gets in blood. It's real, get real with it. It's blood. They use children's shit to show all the nasty stuff. Oh, it's fucking badass and genius too. But, I mean, where would you hide with more of your big shit? In children's stuff. And especially right when they're coming out of children's shit into adolescence and teenage years. Then they're going to hit them with the fucking darkest art sorcery that there is. Disguised as, it's just a movie. It's just a movie. I'm going to buy every fucking thing there is to have to do with that movie. Well, something's possessed you to go do that. Something possesses us to have something that we have to put on us because there was an impression within a movie that exists in our brain now, and we live with that impression through black magic magicians writing out scripts, and then actors casting. They have the cast because it's casting, channeling into the brain of the masses asses of goy. One big Ahrimanic spirit. One big Ahrimanic spirit. And that's what Satan has done. He's creating a one world fucking spirit. One world spirit of there's no water, there's no food, we're flying through space, there's no medicine, there's fire everywhere, there's germs, that's Ahriman. Every fucking bit of that is Ahriman. All that shit is impressions and impulses in your fucking brains against me and the Most High that you are going to take with you because you say it is so real because you a fucking demon. And you can't cut that connection. And when you go, you will find out. So here you win. But there you lose. We win. We lose here, win there. You win here, lose there. It's in Scripture, and it's sad that so many of y'all claim that bullshit that you're running around with and don't fucking live it. We know who your master is. We can look at your daily lives and life, and there's the answer. And you don't know how to do a daily inventory like God wants you to because you're so caught up with the impulses of the world that that's who you are. You have absorbed this fucking black magic that they have inflicted on us for generations, and that's who you are, and you will not come out of it. You will not learn who you are. You will not learn what's above your head. You will not learn what's in the fucking ground. You will continue to be a lazy piece of shit and to fucking hold y'all's hands out and to show everybody who's got what and this, that, and the other because you're a 5-year-old Ahrimanic fucking dummy demon. And like I said, you lose on the other fucking side. And there ain't no God have mercy on your soul. Fuck all of y'all that have fucking denied anything, any kind of light into the darkest fucking part of your mind. It will be dark there too. You'll be likened to a hermit. Study the hermit crab. And then all that bullshit's going to surround you that you have absorbed into your brain through all of AI. All those emotions, See, that's what the magicians do. They fill you up with the black magic demons. So when you go out, when you go over, all this memory transfers, and then all them demons that's been in there in your subconscious and ego, because you got to look at it, it all comes out in form. Tones become form. So Disney tones become form over tones of birds, the wind blowing, the leaves falling, and water rippling in nature. So what would you rather go with if you died right now? AI sounds or God sounds? Gotcha again. You a demon. You hate God. You pay for water when you're 90% water. Why don't they teach you that? So you'll dry out and you'll create their fucking structures, nursing homes and bullshit. And you got careers for the young dumb going, here you go. Hey, I'll be over here. No shit. You're not going over there with us. Now, hopefully this might scare the shit out of a few of you, because I'm getting to where I can't even fucking do a video no more. It's useless. It's useless. It's useless to where my journey is going, seriously. Because like I said before, it's a fucking curse now. But that's my karma. That's my journey. That's what God wants me to do, because that's just how it is. I love you.